struggle. Is the defense equipped enough to slow Tom Brady down enough? That's my only concern. But I think this is the only team that's equipped offensively because Denver, they have the defense, but offensively they can't. And now with Andy Dalton being out in Cincinnati, I don't know if they can put the pieces together. So I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are the only team, as we sit right now, equipped to go to Foxborough in an AFC Championship game and beat the New England Patriots.
I will give you this. Ben's offense is the most fun to watch going now. It's like it's a circus.
Who has a better offense?
When healthy, New England does.
Yeah, we can't do it.
Okay, but I've got now 4 weeks to play with, basically. Well, maybe, I got a month to play with here.
How has Dez looked with that same injury that Julian Edelman has?
Well, that's a fair point. But Edelman has now been out, I'm losing track, I think it's 7 weeks. And if you give him another 4 until they have to play that second-round playoff game at home. Now, again, he's obviously not going to play at the Jets. I still think they need to win the game at the Jets. And I think they can without him and without so many other players. But you let them win that and cash in on home field throughout and then get to take off the final week at Dolphins and then get another week off, then they're going to start to get healthy. Devin McCourty needs to get healthy at safety. But my point is, there's only one team that can beat the Patriots in Foxborough, and that's the injury gods. Just the injury gods. That's it. Period. End of story. If they all get reasonably healthy, and I don't know, we're talking about the Jones fracture that Dez suffered with all year, that Kevin Durant suffered with and needed 2 more procedures to get right in Oklahoma City, obviously, and he looks like he finally got it right now. But it's a tough one to come back from. Okay, but my point is this. The Steelers rank in pass defense 31st.
They do.
So if I go back to opening night at Foxborough, it was 28-21, and it wasn't that close. New England won that game fairly handily, and Brady went for 288 and 4 touchdowns without an interception.
The Steelers missed 2 field goals.
They did, but I still think it didn't feel that close to me. It felt like more of a 14-point game.
No Martavius Bryant was in that game.
All right, that could help. But listen, Malcolm Butler has emerged not just as a good player, he's a star now. They do have a new that's a fair point. You know what? I don't think Antonio could do that to Malcolm Butler this time. What? He is so feisty and such a ball hawk and such a competitor, and he's so quick, and he's getting better by the game where he's starting to figure out how to do it. When to go and when not to go, when to gamble and not to gamble. I think he could at least slow Antonio down a little bit. I don't think he'd go for 10 and 200.
What about those other 2?
Logan Ryan's pretty good at the other corner. And this, listen, here's the other point. And I know Ben can shrug off pass rushers, but do you realize that the New England Patriots are now tied for the NFL lead in sacks? Tied for the lead? That's pretty impressive.
They are.
And this defense is tied for sack because they come from everywhere. They got inside rushers, they got Ninkovich, and they obviously got Chandler Jones. And in the big picture, they're also number 1 in opponents' QBR. So they are holding the opposing quarterbacks to the lowest performance in the NFL. Quietly, just quietly. Nobody really talks about them, but they're pretty good. The
biggest addition to their defense, and we can talk about Malcolm Butler, ascension. Chandler Jones has been Chandler Jones. Jabal Shear.
He's
the guy
really good.
That got from the Cleveland Browns.
Hard off the edge, man.
He is the guy that's changed because he can go get home when they need pressure. And they say, well, it's going to be a one-on-one. We need someone to get home. And every team to be elite defensively has to have that guy. You have to have a guy that when it's 3rd and 3 or if it's 4th down and we need a big play, he's the guy can go get it. And you pair him with Chandler Jones and Ninkovich.
Okay, so I don't think Ben can throw a party at Foxborough. I don't think he's going to have enough time just to stand back there and say, whose turn is it? I think I'll throw to Martavis this time.
He went to Seattle and put almost 500.
Well, in those days, Seattle was giving up 500, it seemed like, to everybody.
No. Back then, they've been on this roll. And it started with the Steelers that they got on this roll, and Russell Wilson all of a sudden started looking like Tom Brady. If you look at it right now, Skip, all things being said, I don't think Denver can do it. I don't think, obviously, the Texans it's going to be the Steelers. It's either the Steelers can do this or the Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl again representing the AFC.
Okay, if they get 75% healthy in their weaponry. If Edelman can come back and look remotely like Edelman, Amendola, Gronk, you can't beat this team in Foxborough. And you saw what happened to Indianapolis the last couple of years. They just get wiped out in Foxborough.
The thing is with Edelman on that foot, he's a stop and start guy.
He is.
And that's really hard when you're dealing with a foot injury. Can he be what he was before he left?
I don't know.
That's asking an awful lot for a guy that doesn't have getting out. Yeah, I heard he's practicing now, but practicing is one thing. Guys putting hands on you in game, live situation, being tackled is something entirely different. It'll be a very interesting matchup, but I think the Steelers are the only team. And considering I didn't even think they could make the playoffs, considering that Le'Veon Bell was suspended 2 games.
I got it.
But they got some wins. They got wins from Michael Vick and Landry Jones.
They did.
That's the only reason they're in this. This is the only reason they're in the mix.
Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. I do believe if it comes down to this, and it well might, that Malcolm Butler has gotten so much better that he can at least make Ben sweat when he looks to the security blanket that has been Antonio. Because when Ben's in trouble, he just looks for the little man. He just looks for it's unbelievable.
The only guy that I think right now could shut Antonio Brown completely down in his prime is 21 from the Cowboys. Malcolm Butler can't do
shut anybody down.
Malcolm Butler can't do anything with the way Antonio. I've never seen anything with him. The guy has 2 16-catch seasons.
Okay.
A 284, a 180. The guy, if Ben had been there the entire season, you're talking about 2,500 yards, maybe 200 catches.
Yep. Okay. But I'm here to say, as blasphemous as this might sound, I don't think the Patriots have badly missed Darrelle Revis. Not badly, not desperately.
And they could spend that $70 million elsewhere and build a complete team. No question about it.
And by the way, the Patriots definitely haven't missed the other corner named Brandon Browner.
I got nothing to say.
You got nothing to say about Brandon Browner, who has now set the record for most penalties ever recorded in a season.
Brandon,
as a Saint.
I got nothing but love for you, bro.
Nothing but love? No trash talk from the ultimate trash talker? Wow.
He's retired.
I'm retired.
Okay. All right, so you either have the Steelers or the Patriots coming out of the AFC.
Yes.
And then Skip, you have the Patriots, but there's an asterisk if they're healthy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into the NFC later. That one I'm interested as well. Who's catching Carolina? We're going to switch gears to the association up next. DeAndre Jordan loses a tough game to the Thunder.